Hi everyone. Hopefully we're live because I had a funny thing come up again. I don't know what's going on here. So I'm just going to go and see if it's being posted. Just bear with me. And we will get, oh, there we go. And then share, write a post. Oops. Oh, yes. See if I can get this posted. Oh, it's not gonna let me post. Okay, we get going. There we go. Posted, and hopefully I can get it so I can. Oh, come on. I can see who's here. Make a comment. And so, yeah. So tonight I'm going to do a really cool technique that I learned at the expo I was at with Nice People Stamp. It's a really cool and fun, super easy technique to do. I just loved it. It does involve alcohol and not the stuff you drink. It's rubbing alcohol, so it's 99%, but I'll get more into that when we get going. So I got a really nice surprise today. I guess all the recognitions from Stamping Up were released today, and I was in the top 50 for sales. So I want to thank all my customers that purchased from me over the last year. I really appreciate your business. I can't thank you enough. I finished 38 out of over 5,000 demonstrators here in Canada. So thank you all so much for your support. I greatly appreciate it. It really meant a lot when that came in. I was just so proud of myself, and all I could think was thanking my customers. So thank you very much. So let's get started. I'm going to just flip you around. I'll show you the card, and then we'll get right into the text. Me again. Man, I tell you. There we go. Okay, so there's the hostess code for the month of, or till, I was going to say the month of June, but we're in November. But tomorrow it's going to be like 19 degrees here in Winnipeg, which is unbelievable. Okay, so I'll show you the card that we're going to be making today, which is this one right here. Super cute, really easy to do, and I'm going to show you this technique right here that we did. So let's get started. So what you're going to need, don't bother writing down all the instructions because they are all listed over on my blog. So I'm hoping you guys can see me because my iPad seems to have croaked. Just like one thing after another, I tell you. Oh well, we'll just keep trying here. So I'm going to use 3 of my blends. This is Night of Navy. This is Dark Bermuda Bay, and then Pool Party. And then I have a piece of Vellum that is a 3 3/4 by 5. But like I said, you don't have to worry about anything. Everything is listed on my blog, creatingwithsharon.com. So go over, have a look at that, and we'll go from there. So, okay. So I'm going to be using my blends, and I'm going to be using the brush part of the blend right here. And I'm going to start off with the darker of the Night of Navy. And I'm just going to just go across just like this. And probably about 3/4 of an inch. Just going to go and see if I can get my iPad up and running here. I'm really sorry, guys. This has just been a nightmare for me the last couple weeks. And it's probably because everybody up in the house is probably on Wi-Fi. Just turn it off, turn it back on, mess them all up. So 3/4 of the way down, like that. And then put that blend aside, you won't be needing that. And then the same with the lighter of the two. I always had a problem with my iPad earlier on when I was down in my studio here. So let's just see if we can get back in there and see if we can catch it. Let's says my internet has been... Okay, looks like we're going. Good to go. So now I'm going to go into my Bermuda Bay, again with the wider piece. And we'll try this. And then we'll do the light. And then we don't have to go all the way down. Like I said, we have the white piece on the bottom. And just... There we go. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my alcohol. Now it needs to be rubbing alcohol, and it needs to be 99%. You don't want to go anything less than that, because I guess the lower the number of percentages in it, the more water it's in it. So you don't want to add too much water, because it will make your vellum warp. So this is 99% rubbing alcohol, and it really stinks. So if I start talking silly, you know why. I'll just put the lid back on that, because it will evaporate on me. And I'll just put it to the side. So you want to grab a paintbrush. I found this brush was the best for splattering. I did try this one. It went okay. And I did try this one, which is so-so too. But I'm going to use this one. I'm going to dab it in the alcohol and then just tap it onto the vellum, and you can see where I've hit it. It's making these beautiful designs, and that's exactly what you want. And like I said, the alcohol does evaporate really quickly, so you want to do this in a timely manner. I wouldn't go and stop and go get something to drink or anything like that between, because mine's almost all gone. I did add quite a bit to my bowl. So there I have, there's that one there. And you can see on this one, the spots were a lot bigger, and all my other ones were even bigger and smaller. So I'm just going to, wow, my alcohol's, oh, so now it's all starting to run, which is really nice. Okay, so I'm just going to just add a wee bit more. Oh, but what a smell. Whew. I'm going to put this behind me so I don't have to smell it. And then I'm just going to take this piece here. So it's still quite wet. I don't know if you can see that. I'm just going to bring the white. Still quite wet. So I'm just going to put it to the side and we'll let it dry. And while we're drying it, we'll just finish up a few of the items that we're going to need. So I'm going to be using the Spruced Up Bundle. Spruced Up outline dies, or yeah, Spruced Up Bundle. So I've already cut a few pieces out already. So I'm going to, I already have my Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to line that in navy blue. Sorry, Night of Navy. I'm going to match up the colors that I did on with the blends. So here's Bermuda Bay. So I'm gonna cut that out, the small one out in Night of Navy. And there's my die for that. And I'm gonna bring in my little cut and emboss machine. So Diana was over this afternoon, this morning / this afternoon, and we finished up hopefully the rest of our preparations for our crop this weekend. So excited. My daughter arrives tomorrow. She comes in and she just comes in and she just helps us out. She's she doesn't craft or anything like that, although I got her doing a few things for me. So so she's gonna do some stuff with the her Cricut. So just gonna pull this off. Yeah, so pretty excited. She's leaving from flying in from Calgary. So I'm gonna keep this piece because these are all my little extras that I have, so I will use them later on. But right now I will just leave them to the side. And we also need to cut out a piece for the bottom. And It needs to be 3 3/4 inches wide, and I'm going to grab, I'll do 3 3.5. Will that go through there? Yeah. Okay. And I'm going to grab my, which stamp set is that with the snow in it? Oh, I'm going to just, I was going to cut it, but I don't know where the stamp is. So all I'm going to do is just move that out of the way. Is just take this stamp set and just take this snow out of it. And I'm going to stamp it on here, then I'll just trim around it. So I'm going to take my block and just put it on there. And I'm just going to use, I'll just use soft suede, just grab something off just to ink it up, just to oh, it looks like its connection is, oh, I think it's time to get rid of their cable company. Okay, so I'm just going to just take it across like this, and this is just a template. I'm just going to trim it, and I'll trim it on the inside of the ink. And just going to just trim it on the inside. It's just a guideline. There's a die cut that can't remember what bundle it's in. Of course, I didn't have that ready because I didn't see that until so now I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to emboss it with the snowflakes. And emboss it with the snowflakes. Let me try this one. This is the Charming Landscaping, so we'll do it at the top so it looks like trees. And these guys, and just quickly run it through. Oh, of course, it's not going to go for me. I just have problems with. I'm going to grab my bigger one. This never gives me a hard time. And just run that on through. Oops. It's not going to work for me, is it? I'm going to have, yeah, that's be perfect for that. Change it up a wee bit. Move this guy out of the way. And let's see how this is drying. Oh my goodness, look how that ran. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So your basic white, you want to color it the same, cut out the same size as your vellum, because it's going to sit on there and it looks really nice. If you go to put it straight on, it doesn't look as nice. So I'm going to add it to my basic white, and all I'm going to do is, I know the bottom piece is going to be all covered with this piece here, so you're not going to see. And I packed away, I can't believe I packed away everything. So I'm going to use my running tape on this. And I'm just going to line it up like this. So now we know that's going to stay in place because of the bottom piece. So when I go to dry fit everything, I have my sentiment. As you can see, I have my sentiment on here. So it's going to be up in this corner here. So I'm just going to just take it and just add a wee bit of tape there. And I'm just going to leave, I might put a glue dot in the side here because it is, there's lots of action down there, so maybe you won't be able to see it. And there, you can't see that. No, so now this piece is going to go onto here. But before we do that, we have our card base, which I did in Night of Navy. And I'm going to put my piece of Daffodil Delight right onto that. Oh, everything everywhere. And that onto there like that. Oops. And that's why I like using my multi-purpose glue, because I just moved that out of place and I just able to recover it. Okay, so now this piece here is going to go onto here, and because it's sitting on a piece of cardstock, I can actually use dimensionals. So let's just see if I have any dimensionals handy, which I do. And so like I said, all the dimensions and all of the product that I use tonight is over on my blog. If you're going to do this, like I said, you need to use 100% or 99% alcohol. Don't use the 70% or the 50% because, like I said, it has more water in it, and it will warp your vellum. And you don't want that to happen. Okay, so we have that on there. So now I have my piece of basic white, which is, oh, I have to cut it too short. Darn, darn, darn. That's okay. We'll make it work. I'm just going to add it. I'm going to use, I'll make it work. I'm going to use my, where's my tape? My writing tape for this one. It's hard to believe that it's our crop day on Friday. Or, yeah, it starts Friday at 5 o'clock. Yeah, yes. So excited, so excited. Okay, so now I have, what I did. Okay, so now I have my trees. I'm going to show you a little trick with the trees. I'm just going to go and grab my tape. I'll be right back. So in order to keep these guys together, the best way to do it is flip it over upside down, put the tree inside the tree, or the outer of the tree, and then you want to take little pieces of Scotch tape, and you just want to very carefully put it on the outline of the tree all the way around. That way it won't move. I was using dimensionals, and then it sort of kept moving on me. And then somebody has suggested using, I think it was Brian King, suggest using Scotch tape. So, tried it and it seems to work. So, that's what I'm doing. Scotch tape all the way around. Keep it in place. So if you're coming to our crop on Saturday, just to let you know, you are on, hopefully we have you on the messenger group. If not, let us know and we'll get you added. There's information on that in regards to upcoming classes, the upcoming class that we're hosting at the crop, and also the information in regards to the bingo, because it is a cash only event. What else do we have? Oh, and there's something coming out tomorrow too. We're trying to post something every day up to the crop to keep everybody interested. And like one of the girls that attended our bingo a while back there, she won all the prizes, which is wonderful to see. And she shared some of them with her friends, which I thought was nice. And so, needless to say, we told her we weren't giving her any bingo cards, but that's not true. Everybody gets bingo cards. Everybody gets a chance to win. So yeah, we have lunch is coming. We got lunch all set up. We have dinner all ready to go. So hopefully it'll be a fun event. I know this is tedious. I'm sorry, guys, but it's got to be done. And put that one at the very top. So I like to flip it over and see how I have just a wee bit of the tape showing. I'm just going to grab my snips and just take that off. Just like that. Okay, so now we have our scenery. Now we're going to add dimensionals onto the back side of the trees. Now, just a reminder too that I am putting the trees onto a piece that has already been dimensioned, so I'm going to have to double the dimensionals on the top half of the tree. Anything that's going to hit the vellum is going to need double dimensionals. Otherwise, it's going to be like a concave, and we don't want that to happen. Yeah, so I'm so excited my daughter's coming. Yay! We get to spend a couple days to ourselves. I have our Maddie and Petty booked for tomorrow, and then we're gonna do a bunch of running around for the crop when she arrives. She should be here just after lunch. And they're heading into they're having snow up there. So I'm gonna put the little one down first. Right about there. See, I tried something different. I embossed one and I didn't. So I think they look better embossed myself, but we'll let it go this time. So I put the little one on first, and then I'm just going to just overlap this one. I'm going to make sure that's right about there. Okay, so we obviously need some stars. So I got some stars. Oh, before we finish that off, let's go in and do our sentiment. So what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to use the May It Be Yours this holiday season, and I'm going to emboss that. So I'm going to stamp it in Versamark first. There it is. I'm going to grab a block. And I'm going to take my embossing buddy, and what I did is I cut this out using the smallest dies from the rectangle stitch framelit die. So I use the smallest one right here to cut it out. And I'm going to take my embossing buddy and wipe a wee bit of powder on that. All that does is basically stop the static, so the embossing powder doesn't stick everywhere. It'll just stick on the actual letters of the stamp. And just make sure this is going the right way. It doesn't really matter, but there we go. So can you see that? How that, oops, guess you can't because it dropped down there. So there it is, right there, embossed. Or not embossed, has the Versamark on it. Now I'm just going to just get my white embossing powder and my tray. And sprinkle that on there just like that, so it's all covered. And then I just like to tap it just on the back to take any excess powder off. There we go. Little hint though, make sure you put this out of the way of the heat tool, otherwise you'll have embossing powder flying everywhere. And I'll give that a clean out with the brush, which I have on my table. I don't think I have it on this side. I think I used it still on my table. And then now these are the best things. If you don't have the embossing kit, I would strongly suggest get in, even if it's just for these tweezers. These are like heavy duty tweezers, which is it's wonderful because you're obviously using it for heat. I'm just going to turn on my heating tool and just get it warmed up. I'm going to put it underneath my desk so you guys don't hear it. And then when we're done, I'll bring it. When it's hot enough, I'll bring it out. There we go. So all I'm going to do now is just warm it up. And of course, the cord is a lot long enough. And just, there we go. And just heat it up. And you'll see it turn. It's turned to an enamel. See how it's turning right now? I like to hold it in one spot. People do it differently, but I like to do it this way. Hold it in one spot until it starts to turn and then slowly move your heating tool everywhere. That way you know that it is nice and warm. And I'm just going to add a couple 3-dimensionals to the back side. Just like that. I'll just pop these puppies off. So easy card to do, easy technique. You don't have to make it into a Christmas card. You can do whatever you wish on it. I would love to see what you guys do. So if you do try to do it, please post your creations. I would love to see them. Okay, so there we have that on there. Now I'm just going to grab, I cut a whole bunch of these little stars because I need them for another project, so I just want to make sure I had enough. And I'm just going to add a wee bit of glue right there and on the tips of the trees. And I'm going to use, see, these are just not good for the heating tool. Put my star on there and then drop it right onto the sentiment, and then we'll do the star on top, oops, on top of the tree. Oops. And then we'll do it on this one here. So this card was the card that I did for my 12 weeks of Christmas. You should see the one for tomorrow that's going out. It is, I just think it's just gorgeous. Here I'm getting all excited. I think it's just gorgeous. I use this a bundle that's in the annual catalog. That's what I did. That's all I'm saying. So if you haven't signed up for my my newsletter, go over to creatingwithsharon.com and get yourself on the list. It goes out first. It'll go out hopefully first thing tomorrow morning. It's all ready to go because I have an assistant, Gail. She's wonderful. We used to stamp together when we lived in North Bay. It was so much fun, and she's starting up her own little business, and she's offered to help me out. So she does all my editing and everything like that. Thank goodness. So there's the cards. Quite simple. The technique is really easy to do. Like I says, be careful. Do not use your heating tool to dry the alcohol because it could cause fire. I wouldn't even think of going that route. Yeah, and I guess it needs to be 99% rubbing alcohol. Do not use anything less than that. It will warp the vellum. So there you have it. There is the card for today. Super cute. Easy to do. And I'm thinking that's it. I was going to go live on Thursday, but we'll see. Mandy's in town, so we'll see what I can come up with, if I come up with anything. If not, I'll just stop and have coffee with you guys all. Okay, I'm going to let you go. Thanks so much for joining me tonight. I really, really appreciate it. And thanks for all your support over last year. Like, I was totally shocked when I came up and said I was 38 in Canada for sales. That just was a shocker. Anyway, I am going to let you go. Thanks for joining me. Greatly appreciated. And sorry for the mix-up earlier on there. I don't know what happened to the internet there. So I'm going to let you go, and we will talk to you later. See yas. Bye.